Hello everyone, my name is Eileen Hull and I'm trying something different today. I'm on the road headed up to see my mom for her 90th birthday. So I'll be in a car at the time that we usually do our live. So I'm going to try recording it and streaming it tomorrow. So I may be in the comments, but I may not if I'm not there yet. So I hope that you will enjoy this video even if you don't see me in real life. So what I thought I would do, because I don't know what to get my mom. She's going to be 90, but she does still like to read her books, and she always needs her glasses and tissues and stuff. So I found this tote bag, and I liked it because it had a couple pockets. It's kind of plain on the back, and I thought since it's getting to be kind of going into autumn, I would do some autumn colors, and I'm going to stencil it with my, let me get it here. This is what's the name of it? Watercolor Flowers and Lattice stencil with Sizzix. So I'm going to be using this 4-layer stencil to work the pattern in. And I'm going to be using some Catherine Pooler inks, some Beth Kingston brushes. And I also wanted to show, if you wanted to add some dimension to your watercolors, this die here fits on top of the pattern, and you can die cut flowers and put them on top to kind of give a 3D look. So we're just going to use this stencil today. And I'm using the Stamp and Stencil tool, which is kind of in a different way than you normally would. So I'm going to turn the camera down and we will get going with it so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Let me adjust this here. Well, my daughter is staying with us and her dog just finished his dinner. Hear him running around up there. Okay, so here is the Stamp and Stencil tool. And there's my mouse. You don't need that. And there's always stuff on the outskirts of my projects. But what we have here is a really good tool. I wasn't so much into it until I still started using it. And so we're going to not use this part today. This is where if you wanted to stamp something, you would line it up and press down, and we're just stenciling, so we don't need this. So I'm going to put this aside. And then here is our little positioner piece. And here is my stencil that I already have ready to go. The stencils have a, oh, this one goes this way. I think these are all upside down. Okay, so you can see here it says Sizzix, but I usually feel it because when I clean it, it kind of washes out. You can't see it. So they have numbers on them. That's number 1. Here's number 2. All right, this is number 3. They were just turned around. And this is number 4. So these are all going to line up and work great on our little bag. Okay, now here is a piece of resist paper that I put on here just so I can protect my sticky grid, and that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to put my bag inside this, and hopefully it will help it stay in place. All right, so let's get this in here, right? And so we can take our little positioner and see where we want to put. Well, maybe it'll work, maybe not. Let's see. I thought that I would do the pattern. Oh, that might be okay. I probably want to go down a little bit more. So I don't think that this expands. So, we'll just do it flat. That's okay. It was a good try. I like the idea of this not moving around on the sticky grid, but I could just take the sheet, stick it down, and then put my material on top. But I'm just going to use it flat. And we'll just have to make sure that this is laying flat on here so that, it'll match up right. And I think what I'm going to do is just do 2 repeats of this flower design. I may go around after it and fill in with the lattice, but I don't know. So we'll see. All right. Also, I have another, and I may just use the flower and the leaves and not fill this in, but I'm not sure. So we'll wait until we get to it. But I'm going to start with the flowers because these are kind of the biggest design. So I'm going to put one here, and then we'll fill in with the leaves, okay? So let's just do that. I'm going over, even though these are divided into 3, I think it'll look nice to blend them all together. So these are the colors that I picked because it is getting to autumn. And this red is really pretty, and a nice dark green, maybe some brown. I don't know about that, but we'll see. All right, so I have those ready, and then here are my blending brushes, and I may use some of these little ones because I might want to get in somewhere, you know, kind of small, like the centers of the flowers. So I think I will start out with the larger design, which I think I will do. I think I'll do the leaves in these 3 colors, and then the centers, I think I'll do in this brighter red. So there's an orange one. I'm going to get going and just blend it in here. Or I could also take a piece of paper towel here, and I just don't want it too dark because then you can't take it off. And, you know, this is a nice tote bag, so I don't want to mess it up right away. And you just want to press it down flat to the bag. And once I have one coat, I can kind of add in a little bit of shading. But laying down more layers is better. Now here you can see I went over, but that's okay because I'm probably going to do some gold or red. They're all going to blend. So you don't have to worry about that too much. And we can always go over this also if it comes out too light. And if they don't line right up, that's not a big deal. I think I'm done with that color. All right, let's go for the tiara. I think there is one that's a little bit darker, but I don't have everything right here with me. But let's see what happens with this yellow. I think it's just going to blend in pretty nicely. And I'm going to give a pretty good press with this. I like to use yellow a lot just as a blender because it goes with most colors really well. And I'm pushing a little harder than normal because it's not flat. So I need to press it in a little more. Now I don't have a red sponge especially, so I'm going to do pink and hope that it looks okay. In fact, I'm going to probably get some of that pink off so it's a little more red. It looks like there's some dirt on this sponge, but we'll just do our best. All right. That's pretty. Just remember what color you're doing. All right, this will be nice. All right, so I'm going to go over here and do another repetition of this. And I'm going to use the same colors just because I can see where I did them. I'm going to use that as a guide. And you can see I'm not being especially careful. If the colors blend into each other, I'm okay with that. I might even change them, but I don't know. I don't want to get my sponges all dirty. So I think I will just stick with the program and do some similar colors. So I can always look over there, see what I did, where I put them, And I can always go darker on here, or I could add, oop, I did that the wrong color. So I'll do orange there. Doesn't really matter. But I like how that looks there. I don't know if you can see it yet, but the red and yellow are, oop, I did the wrong color. All right. Well, it's handmade. Nothing is perfect. I think Mom will like it. It's just a bag to haul around what the stuff you need during the day. She has a walker so she can hook it over. That's cheerful, I think. All right, so let's go for the green right here. We also have these centers. Let's get a nice green. Normally I would go with lighter colors, but it's fall, so now I probably just take this ink right here, lift that up, and let's blend that out a little. That looks pretty dark. It's pretty though. Very rich color. Kind of like evergreen. The name of this is Deck the Halls. All right, so I'm just going to line up my second layer. Now, if we had our tool, we were using our tool, this would be a lot easier because all of these things would go into the slots and they would just lay right where they were supposed to be. But we're doing it on fabric, which is a little bit different. My husband is talking to the dog. My daughter is staying with us for a couple days because her air conditioning went out and she is pregnant and cannot handle the heat, which I don't blame her for. I don't do well with it either. All right, so you see how fast this is going. Isn't that pretty? It doesn't necessarily look very fallish, but I'm all right with that. You can use it anytime. So I am just laying this down so that all of my leaves are lined up with, you know, we can't see any of the flowers, which is what you're going for. And hopefully you guys can see this. And this I'm not really doing hard, but it's so dark that it's just kind of coming out nice and sharp. So that's good. Nice contrast. And this does look more fallish, I think, with this darker green. All right, let's see what we have. That's pretty, but it does kind of look very similar, you know, like clumps. So I think what I'm going to do is go in here and add maybe one more flower so it blends. So let's see, maybe a yellow right here. All right, so you don't have to go according to script. You can kind of add what you want to make it look how you want. And then I think I would add one up here too. Maybe orange one. So let's add that. And you could go off the edge, but I don't think I want to do that. All right, let's do orange. That looks pretty with that kind of shaded in the middle. Now we could put a couple leaves in here. We could have one flower going off the edge. Let's do that just so it's a little more random. But you don't have to do this. You could just have the two clumps. That's pretty too. Maybe one more flower there. Maybe an orange. Just to fill it in. And we can just do random leaves. Oop, messed up my colors here. It's okay. They're very close. All right, maybe something over here. That's pretty, these two. So I'll do one yellow, one orange. And hopefully this turns out okay, because this is all I have. We'll make it work. Oh, I must have used my orange on my yellow brush. So now we have, let's see what we can do here. I could wipe this off with a wipe. I don't have one handy. So I'm going to go over this with yellow, but it may not matter. Let's see. I don't know what'll happen. It may just intensify the orange. Can't really tell. I should have put the tops. Oh, it's a little different. I might do a little red in this one just to make it different. I didn't mean to do two of the same color in the same place, so I'm gonna add a little bit of red here. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. And maybe some extra leaves. You know, that's a nice one. Not too big. And just kind of add that in. Like that. And we're just kind of playing a little bit here. Do one up here, coming out of that one. That one's kind of going around the corner. Oop, well, it's in the middle of the flower. You're not going to notice. And then maybe something in here. Coming out of that flower. Maybe going that way. So we're just kind of playing, and in a way, it's kind of like we're creating our own pattern, which I like. All right, now let's just go around and do all of these flower centers. And I think I'm really going to saturate it. And I'm going to use this little brush because that will focus more on that area. And I want to do that nice and bright. And I could go over these with a little brown, which I may do. So let's, oh, we know that we started with these two bumps, the little punched holes on top. So we'll just go ahead and line this up. See, we have that already done. So once we have the green lined up, I know that these circles are going to be fine. Let's do them nice and dark. I could have done brown, actually. Brown might be pretty. Let's do that. All right, I don't have a brown, but I have a lot of the green brushes, so I'm just going to do brown. I think that looks more fallish. And I do like these Catherine Pooler inks. There are a lot of colors, really pretty, very juicy, and the ink lasts forever. We used it on our last retreats that I've been at, and they worked really well. And I don't care if these are dark, I kind of want them dark. So I'm just going around in the middle. And then to clean this stencil, or all the layers, hopefully, you're just going to get either a baby wipe or run them under soap and water. They clean really well. And they're a little extra thick, so I don't feel like they're going to... Oh, yeah. Yep, I like that. All right, now these are just kind of random flowers, so I'm just going to find one and put that in the middle there. All right, looks like a black-eyed Susan. All right, so I'm just filling in the ones that I put there, you know, after. And I'm just aiming for the center. I know that I have it when I don't see anything to the side. All right, those look cute. All right, now I'm gonna do this other side. And then what I would probably do to seal this or to set these colors is to iron it or I was gonna say throw it in the dryer, but I never have luck with that because this gets all messed up. It doesn't look nice and uh, even. It just kind of crumbles up. It doesn't look as good. So I'm not going to do that. I'll probably get my iron out and just heat set it. And it's not like you're really going to be washing these, but you might. So stuff happens. And you did the work and it's pretty. Let's keep it that way. All right. That's cute. So I might go around the edges and just add a little bit of brown just to make it more fall looking. So I'm just going to put this here. I don't think my wipes are downstairs yet because I've been traveling, and I think that Rubbermaid is still upstairs. So let me give this a squirt of Windex. See if that'll work. It should. Yeah. Okay. Just because, I mean, it would be fine to mix in those other colors, but I don't know that I want a lot. I just want it kind of in a few places. Maybe the yellow I think would be pretty. So I may just blend out from the center a little bit. Maybe on a couple of them. Just to make it seem a little all like, yeah, that's nice. It gives it a little shading. And you can just play around with this. I mean, who's going to complain? You're giving them a present. And you may not even get the right shape, but just a little bit of, yeah, just a little bit of muting is good. I'll even do this one, even though I really like the color, but it just gives it more dimension. So let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. Not to all of them, but just a couple. The lighter ones really show up more. You could do the edges, you know, if you didn't want to do the centers. There is another center, you know, but I don't want to mess with another. I don't want to have a clear definition of an center. I just want kind of random marks here and there, like that. Yeah, like that. And so you can move this around however you like. And I don't know, I was thinking about doing the lattice, but I don't think I need it. And what I might do is letter my mom's name on here, Maureen, so it's kind of personalized. So I think I will do that. I don't know if I want to be able to trace it out, so I'm not going to do it right this minute, but I will put a picture up. I mean, maybe I should just do it. I have all this stuff to do before I leave, as usual. So perhaps I will give that a try. I'm thinking just, I mean, even like a monogram would be nice. Or I could just say like books or stuff. These are so fun to, did you see this? Got a little holder for the brushes, which is very handy because you don't want these tips to be touching because then you get this. So I have to clean these because they touched each other and now they're kind of contaminated, but they dried, so it's okay. All right, let's see. I mean, the other thing we could do is just this lattice with like the brown. That might tie it in nice. I wish I was live and I would ask you what you thought about that, but just go ahead and do that. I don't know though, it doesn't lay very flat. I'm not sure if that's good. I think I will go ahead and get my Sharpie. I might regret this, but let me just practice. I can center it and then let's see where there's a piece of paper. I'll do some copy paper. Hang on. I just want to make sure I have enough room. So if I, let's see, I want it about that big. So let's just, well, it's not too bad. Let me go a little bigger. What do you think? Should I do it? A little nervous. I could just do like a nice, maybe this a little more readable. All right, I think that's more her speed. All right, let me get a piece of tape and I'm gonna lay that down, a piece of masking tape. So this is just a nice way to personalize it. So I'm gonna do guidelines because I go way off track. That kind of looks nice, actually. My mom has very nice penmanship. Always did. That looks a little uphill there to me. Well, this is not exactly perfect. So that's the thing that I don't like. This is why a script is nice, because it flows a little better when you have, you know, things off kilter, having a straight line. You know what? I'm just going to do it in my writing and she'll recognize it and say, oh, Eileen gave me that. I have to keep my status of being, you know, the favored child. I am the oldest. All right. I think I can make it fit. All right, not too bad. I always mess up the centering, so I think that's very nice. She should like that. So when I, maybe some flowers or leaves or something. Actually, I could do a couple more little filler inners here. Maybe that's too much. I think I'm just going to leave it. What I might do is maybe like a little swirl or a line. I don't want to ruin it. I wish I could ask you guys what you thought. I can ask you, but you're not going to tell me because this is recorded. That is the one thing that is not great about this. Now, the other thing that you could do is just take your fine liner and go around it, and that's nice too. That takes a little time, but it defines the flowers, but I like this look actually a lot. So I think I'm going to just leave it simple, and I'm going to iron this, and then I will wrap it up and give it to her along with her puzzles and a couple other things that I have for her. So anyway, guys, there we go. Let's see if this works. I will be on the road. Next week I'll be back, and I'm going to be broadcasting on a virtual retreat that we're going to be having. Wait a minute, let me see if I can share this little thing. Yes, okay, this is where I'm going to be. It is August 27th. We're going to start off. That's a Tuesday night. We're going to do like an opening welcome party. And then the 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, we have classes. So if you want to join, come over and see what we're doing, go ahead over to this link. And, you know, I hope you can come. We also have a kit if you want to buy all the supplies that you need to make all the projects. You probably have a lot at home, but there's some kind of specialty things like a gel plate you'll get and a couple inks that you'll get. We're going to make a journal. On my side of it, we're going to do the loom. We're going to do a bunch of stuff. So it's well worth the price, and you can watch on catch up. You don't have to watch it all at the same time. I'm doing it with Erin Reed and Cassie Lawrence. They're both a lot of fun, really good teachers. So I hope to see you there. And I will catch up with you next week, okay? We'll see you on Tuesday night, as usual. Or maybe we'll all go over to the pajama party. Or not the pajama party, the welcome party. Okay? We'll see. All right. You never know. It's crazy, guys. Another trip. But oh well. All right. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for watching.